Now. I want you to pay attention to this video. It's very important. Elections are gone. Peter Obi is in the court, and PDP Atiku struck out his case. And Atiku knows that he might not become president anymore. Maybe, hopefully, after 8 years, he will be strong, healthy, and ready to mingle once again, ready to contest once again. The Southeast are saying, Palayibos, that it's their own turn. But what really happened during this election? International observers came from the EU and they claimed that there are some discrepancies and that they are 40 member of this team. And they came up with their conclusion. They said this is what it is. The presidency responded saying 40 is not enough to go around Nigeria to come with this conclusion. I know people are bitter, but there is a question that people have asked. Are Africans invited to Europe during the elections as international observers? So why should the report of Europeans be what we want to embrace? How long are we going to continue in this? When are we going to rise? The presidency said, whatever it is, the prescription, and whatever it is that these foreign observers reported is of no use. But what is Inec chairman Yakubu saying? Is Yakubu going to withdraw this Bola Tinubu win? Because right now, something is about to happen that will shock a lot of people. I know there are some prophecies saying that this government of Tinubu will not continue and that it will come to an end and that announcements will be made, U-turn, and another government will come in. I've heard several of this. Do you think this is the beginning of it? Let us hear Mr. Yakubu, Inec chairman, speak.
The purpose is to reflect on the subject matter of the just concluded 2023 general election. Following the conclusion of the election, the time has come for introspection, stock-taking, review, and evaluation. Since the conclusion of the election, diverse opinions have been expressed by political parties, candidates, observers, analysts, and the general public on aspects of the elections that took place in February and March. Such diverse opinions should normally be expected, and the Commission welcomes all of them insofar as their purpose is to improve the future conduct of elections and to consolidate our democracy. The Commission has consciously not joined in these commentaries in the immediate aftermath of the election for several reasons. First, our preference is to listen more and draw lessons rather than join in the heated and often emotive discussion on the election. Second, since we plan to conduct our own review of the election, we see no need to preempt the process. Third, the Commission would not want to be seen as defensive or justificatory in joining the ongoing discussions. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, several issues around the election are sub judice, and it is not the intention of the Commission to either undermine or promote the chances of litigants in the various election petition courts beyond what is required of us by the legal process. Indeed, practically anything coming from the Commission could be cited by litigants as either justifying their claims or an indication of bias against them. The foregoing notwithstanding, it is appropriate at this point to make a few broad remarks about the 2023 general election as we commence our review of the same election. In doing this, it is necessary to look at the entire process before, during, and after the election to make an informed assessment. Granted that events on election day are probably the most important in terms of optics of elections, it is also very essential to look at the totality of the process. This is necessary if we are to learn the full lessons of the election going forward. Compared to some previous elections, we believe that the 2023 general election was one of the most meticulously prepared for in recent times. Learning from previous experiences, we started preparations immediately after the 2019 general election, carefully ticking the necessary boxes over a 4-year period. It is the need to learn from both the positives and the shortcomings that makes the stock taking that we are embarking upon today very essential. Among the positive stories is that the security challenge which threatened to derail the elections did not materialize. Concerns that the polls will be disrupted by the perennial insecurity across the country fizzled out on election day, as the elections were largely peaceful. Despite currency and fuel challenges and widespread attacks on our personnel and facilities nationwide, the Commission proceeded with the election as scheduled. The first set of elections, the Presidential and National Assembly, held as planned for the first time in the last 4 general elections conducted in the country. Accreditation using the bimodal voter accreditation system, the BVAS, has generally been scored very high by voters. Our records show that the success rate of the BVAS accreditation stands at 98% compared to the smart card readers' 29.2% during the 2019 general election.
Well. You heard what he said. Now, he said there are certain things that they need to look into, there are certain things that they need to correct, and there are certain updates that needs to be updated, this and that. People are saying they should take off IREF, they should do this and that. Let us tell ourselves the truth. What do you think is the solution to all of this problem? First of all, do we have a reliable database? Do we have a robust database? Do we have database that we can say, yes, this one contains information about Nigerians and not some aliens from the Sahel, from the desert, coming in through the north during the elections? And how are we sure that some of them do not have the Nigerian ID card? Let me break it down for those who do not understand. You see, the only reason why certain things work in countries where people run to, countries that things function in, is because they have database of everybody, and they are very careful about that database, the information about their citizen. Very important. If this was made available in Nigeria and everyone is registered as it should, I'm talking of a reliable database, not just ID card given to some criminals in the Sahel saying that they are Fulani, Hausa, Fulani Gambia, Fulani that. No, I'm talking about a real reliable that can be vetted. I'm talking about that kind of database. Do you think the elections will, even if some people want to raise up the dead, they are all criminals. They are all criminals. Even if they want to keep the passing away of certain individual acting like they are alive so that they can use their ID card during the elections. It happened in the UK. Yes, I'm not saying these things don't happen, but we will have less of these criminal activities during the election. But would they want to do it? They will not want to pass the bill. Legislators will not pass the bill because they need it also in their own ward, the states that they are from. This is why we are where we are. We have a bunch of criminals together. The only time they speak the truth is when it is not favorable to them, when they are not in the state of power, when they are not drinking the oil well. That's the only time you hear them speak. They are all criminals. We all live on hope. We hope that Peter Obi will do well if he comes in. We hope that Tinubu will perform. We hope that Atiku. We hope. Why? Why are we on hope? Hope gives nothing to nobody. Let us hear more from Mr. Yakubu, Inec chairman, that a lot of people dislike so much at this time. And do not forget to like and share this video. Do not forget to subscribe.
Above all, despite the divergent opinions about the outcome of the election, the overall outlook suggests that it is fair reflection of a complex multi-party democracy. We wish to remind Nigerians that elections were held for a total of 1,491 constituencies, made up of 1 presidential, 28 governorship, 109 senatorial, 360 federal constituencies, and 993 state assembly seats. Our record shows that these elections have produced the most diverse outcomes ever produced since 1999. Today, 5 political parties produce state governors. 7 parties won senatorial seats. 8 are represented in the House of Representatives and 9 in the state houses of assembly. Clearly, the 10th National Assembly is certainly the most diverse in party representation since 1999. In some states around the country, different political parties control the legislative and executive arms of government. What is clear from these records also is that the days of single-party dominance of our national politics are probably gone. Furthermore, many prominent candidates lost in the constituencies they contested, and political parties lost in some of their presumed strongholds. Still, we must acknowledge that there were some challenges which were structural, infrastructural, and human in nature. Indeed, it is in furtherance of our determination to address the challenges as we prepare for future elections that the Commission is commencing its post-election review engagements today. We are presently looking at all the evidence of infractions during the election, including the prosecution of electoral offenders. We are looking at the activities of all actors involved in the election, including some of our high-ranking officials. I can confirm that the Nigeria police concluded its investigation of the conduct of our resident electoral commissioner in Adamawa State and submitted the case file to us. Appropriate action will be taken in a matter of days, and Nigerians will be fully informed. I can also confirm that we have received 215 case files from the Nigeria police following their arrest and the conclusion of investigation into electoral offenses arising from the 2023 general election. We are working with the Nigerian Bar Association, the NBA, to prosecute the alleged offenders. Already, the Bar Association has submitted a list of 427 lawyers across the country who have volunteered to render pro bono services to the Commission. They are not charging legal fees, but by mutual agreement, the Commission will provide a token amount to cover for filing fees and other expenses. We are grateful to the Nigerian Bar Association.
Well, you have heard it all. Yes. Is there a way out? Is there a solution to this problem or not? I want you to provide your own solution in the comment below. What is the way out? What is the way out? Are we going to continue with the beavers are not working, service left it, we are trying to get internet connection, we have to go back to the head office so we can relay the data into the database, we collated this result, but this is what was announced, and all of this nonsense that has repeated itself, or all of a sudden Inec said, oh no, we are not going to collate the results electronically. We are just going to take the paper form of it and update it on our database and announce who is the winner. After they've said, no, we are going to use it, we are going to perform electronic voting. When are we going to get to that point where your data will be in the database? Generally, it will be there. Once you just thumb print, you don't need to do too much. Just thumb print whoever you want to vote for, and your data is displayed. And you look at it. Yes, this is my name. This is what, and I voted for this person. Automatically, you will get a text message or something that will indicate that I, with this ID number, voted for this person as a confirmation. That's all. Now, there won't be any need for where are the papers? You know who you voted for, and evidence of this can be shown. This is the only way out. You see all this nonsense that is repeated here and there several times, going to the court, it will not see the light of the day. No, Peter Obi can spend 1 million years in the court. It is after 8 years. Unless something else happen, miracle happen, it is not going to work. Are you saying the judiciary is more powerful than the executive? Have I ever seen so in Nigeria? I don't think you have seen. where the judiciary is more powerful than the presidency. The presidency, people don't understand. What we run in Nigeria is a terrible system. It's like that of Mexico, where they run what they call the presidential system, not in the democracy of it, where the president is the alpha and the omega. The president decides. What are we talking about? Legislators, committees do not have power because the president can decide to take security away from them and push the dogs at them. If a legislator talks, a senator talks, they will deal with him. They will deal with him. They can take him out. We're talking of such wickedness and lawlessness. Why? Because over time, we have been selfish, wicked people. That is the reason why this is so. Selfish and wicked. It is no longer foreign countries stealing from us. We are the ones stealing our own and taking it down to the foreign countries to hide. How terrible and wicked can this be? I don't know what your thoughts are as regards this one. I want you to like and share. I want you to subscribe to this channel. See you in the next update.